And the KPCC has convened a two-day meeting today to introspect on the dismal performance of the party in the parliamentary elections. Party MLAs, MPs as well as defeated candidates in the Assembly and Lok Sabha polls are present in the meeting, which is being held at Palace grounds. Meanwhile, there was drama at Palace grounds as supporters of Dr. G. Parameshwar distributed pamphlets demanding that he should be made the Deputy Chief Minister. They stated that these pamphlets, of course, stated that the Congress lost in the Assembly elections because the Dalits did not vote for them, as they were unhappy with the way Parameshwar's treatment in the party was. The meeting, titled Chintan Manthan, will analyze the factors which worked against the party in the general elections. AICC General Secretary Digvijay Singh, Secretaries Chellakumar and Shantaram Naik, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah as well as KPCC President G. Parameshwar, among others, are also present in the event. The meeting has been convened in the wake of complaints regarding some leaders working against the party. They will also analyze why the Congress managed to win only 9 out of the 28 seats in the recently held Lok Sabha elections. The defeated Lok Sabha candidates will be given an opportunity to air their observations. There will also be discussions held to come up with plans to solve the problems faced by the party, if any. Chintan Manthan is significant as it is the first such meet after the Lok Sabha elections and coincides with the legislature session. And even as, of course, the Congress is coming together to mull about what went wrong in the general elections, this particular stage was used as an opportunity by several Congress people who went on to issue pamphlets where they stated that once again KPCC President G. Parameshwar should be made the Deputy Chief Minister. This has been a long-sounding echo that has been reverberating within the Congress ranks, and it looks like it's refusing to die down at this point. In fact, several of the Congress supporters also went on to state that the recent Congress lost in the recently held general elections was because people were not happy, the Dalits were not happy with the way G. Parameshwar was treated within the party, and that there was due recognition which was not given to him, and that is why they lost in these elections. But of course, every single person has come together for this particular meet. It doesn't look likely, of course, that they will go ahead and discuss the issue of G. Parameshwar, considering that the highlight is going to be how they can figure out how they can go ahead and figure out how to become more popular in Karnataka, considering that they bagged only 9 out of the 28 seats in Karnataka. Well, a man was found brutally murdered in Bengaluru. The incident took place at Bellahalli near Bagalur. The deceased has been identified as 24-year-old Syed Mehboob. He was bludgeoned to death with a wooden stick. It is suspected that his neighbour Kadir is behind the murder and has been taken into custody by Bagalur police. And it looks like some sort of a dispute over an issue has led to the murder of this particular man. He has been identified as 24-year-old Syed Mehboob. He was bludgeoned to death with a club is what we understand, and his neighbor is the one under suspicion. As of now, the cops have taken his neighbor Kadir into custody, as it is understood that several people have stated that the two did not get along and he could have been responsible for Syed's death. Well, a deathly silence has gripped Nagaram in Andhra following the ONGC pipeline blast. At least 16 people were killed and 7 others injured in a fire following a blast in a gas pipeline belonging to GAIL. Charred vehicles, burnt houses and mourning family members are all that can be seen everywhere. Well, a day after that blast, normalcy has barely returned in Nagaram in Andhra Pradesh. Several people who did in fact manage to survive, who have not suffered injuries, still claim that in the smallest of sound they jump and shudder in fear. Besides that, the damage, of course, you can see vehicles ruined, houses have been completely brought down and gutted in that blaze. In fact, several farmers resided here. They had land in this particular area. area, and all of it has completely been eroded, and we understand that all of their crops have also been damaged, so their livelihood is at stake at this point, even as several people continue to fight for their lives considering the burn injuries that they have suffered. There are many others who are wondering how life will go on normally after this incident. A three-storied residential building collapsed in Tulsinagar area of Inderlok in Delhi, killing 7 people. At least 3 to 4 people are feared trapped under the debris as a 3-story residential building in North Delhi's Inderlok area collapsed. According to eyewitnesses, the incident occurred in the morning. While 8 people have been pulled out from the debris, rescue operations are on to save others feared trapped. A total of 6 people have been rescued and taken to the hospital. The building was around 50 years old and a number of families lived there. Remember, the incident took place in a congested locality and seems to have been caused by construction work on an adjacent plot. It was a residential building, and that is why we're looking at a number of people being injured and some also being killed. The number as of now has not been confirmed, but it is understood that 7 people have been killed while many others are still stuck under that debris. Rescue operations are currently on, even as it is understood that 3 to 4 people could still be stuck underneath all that debris. This is, of course, in North Delhi's Inderlok area. It is a very congested locality, and it is understood that this particular collapse took place because of construction work adjacent to the residential building. Well, the decision to roll back FYUP has left some students worrying about their future. These currently enrolled for the BTech courses will have to wait for the Academic Council to decide their future today. They are holding a protest march outside Shastri Bhavan. BTech students of DU are demanding that their 4-year curriculum should not be changed into a 3-year course. But the DU has gone ahead and officially scrapped the 4-year university program and also passed a resolution. The council called for the rollback of the controversial program. Well, the agitating students demanded that their course should not be converted to BSc and said that they would continue to protest indefinitely till a written assurance on the same is given by the commission.
We want justice! 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 We want justice!
हमारी डिमांड ये है कि हम लोगों ने बीटेक में एडमिशन लिया, हमें बीटेक की डिग्री मिलनी चाहिए। हम लोग कोई मजाक नहीं है कि हमें बीटेक में एडमिशन देके लोग बीएससी की डिग्री देंगे। नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी भी ये कहती है कि इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट के लिए 10+2+4 है, तो कैसे हम लोग को 3 साल में बंद करके हमें बीएससी की डिग्री दे देंगे? एडमिशन बीटेक में लिया, डिग्री बीटेक की लेंगे।
We demand just only that we have taken admission in BTech and we want only BTech degree, and we also want that BTech should be continued. It should not end. I just want to just request the MHRD that it should listen to our demand. Until unless they won't listen to our demand, we will not call our protest off.
Our demand is that we want the BTech degree to continue. What they're saying is that the national policy is being violated, but actually BTech does not violate any policy. BTech has always been a 4-year only. So we just want that BTech to continue.
Our demand is that we should be given BTech degree since we have taken admission in BTech, and the degree should also continue. The admissions to this year also should be done in BTech since we won't be left with any value.
And well, it's classroom time for first-time BJP MPs. The party is conducting a 2-day orientation program at Surajkund. The MPs will be given lessons on how to use the social media and ways to avoid controversies. PM Modi urged first-time BJP MPs to develop a sense of mission towards their duties and select at least one subject for self-study. He cautioned MPs from speaking out of turn in media. Modi reminded the MPs that people are observing their performance in the House and even outside, and urged them to prepare a roadmap for the next 6 months. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as other BJP veterans were present for the program in Haryana. The MPs will also be asked to present a roadmap for their constituencies and the work they want to be done in their areas in the next 5 years. A total of 164 MPs from the Lok Sabha and 25 from the Rajya Sabha are participating in the program. MPs will be instructed on how to meet the expectations of voters by Union Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will lead a class on their rights and duties as parliamentarians. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will run them through etiquette in Parliament. Power Minister Piyush Goyal will instruct them on how to use social media responsibly and effectively. The final speaker will be L.K. Advani, the party's 86-year-old veteran. Governor Hansraj Bharadwaj, who completes his 5-year term today, will bid adieu in the evening. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has felicitated Bharadwaj at Raj Bhavan. President Pranab Mukherjee yesterday assigned Tamil Nadu Governor K. Rosaiah additional charge of Karnataka. He will continue till a new governor is appointed. Official sources said that Bharadwaj will leave for New Delhi after a short farewell guard of honour at 3:30 p.m. at the Raj Bhavan. 77-year-old Bharadwaj, who was the law minister in UPA 1 government, took charge as governor on June 29, 2009. Rosaiah will arrive in Bengaluru at around 9:05 p.m. He will assume office after being sworn in at 9 a.m. tomorrow. He will return to Chennai at around 11:20 a.m. in view of Prime Minister Modi's visit to the city on the same day. Well, President Mukherjee has appointed Vakum Purushottam, governor of Mizoram, as in charge governor of Tripura till a new governor is named. The Narendra Modi government set in motion the process of eliminating governors appointed by the UPA regime, with Uttar Pradesh governor Banwarilal Joshi being the first to quit. Moving on to some international news, China has stirred the diplomatic waters in the region by publishing a new map that lays claim to large areas of the South China Sea and the Indian territory of Arunachal Pradesh. China and India have one of the world's most intractable and long-running land border disputes, which flared during a brief bloody war in 1962. Arunachal Pradesh is fully integrated into India's federal system with regular state elections, but China claims most of it as part of southern Tibet. The map reinforces China's claim to islands that are disputed by Vietnam, the Philippines, Taiwan and Malaysia. The disputes have escalated in recent months to confrontations between Chinese and Vietnamese ships. It counts Taiwan, which Beijing considers a renegade province, as part of China.